All right, so this video is going to be a holiday-themed, Christmas-themed project that is going to come out probably when it's no longer relevant, unless you start your holiday projects very early. But anyway, I made a couple of these Christmas tree little ornament hanger things for my wife. A friend showed her a picture of hers. She had gotten them from some craft store or hobby store or something like that. So my wife asked me if I could make her a couple. I did. This is the smaller of the two. Super simple project. I initially took the picture and drew up in Fusion the plans to figure out what the angles are and stuff like that. But then I realized that it's a fairly common project, and there are plans available for these on various different websites. I use some 3/16 metal rod. I've seen people use like little eyelets on either side and then string, or just even drilling all the way through and tying string. And yes, the angles of these are intentional. That's how it was shown in the original picture, so I matched that. I mentioned to my wife she might have problems with the ornaments wanting to slide around, but she suggested, and I think she's right, that you could probably just pinch the wire to keep the ornament in place. Worst case, I think I can take my triangle file if I need to and just file in a little notch for the wire to hang in. She hasn't gotten the ornaments yet. So as I was making this, I thought that there's got to be a way to sort of make this a little more flashy. And so I ordered two, one of each a different size. I don't remember the exact sizing of them, but these are some acrylic rods from McMaster-Carr. And I think it's a smaller version that I want to try to get to work with this, because I've got these LEDs and these just barely don't fit. So I think if I just drill that out just a little bit very carefully, not even using an actual power drill, just taking a drill bit, just running it in there, that I can get those to fit. This one, they fit in, but they're pretty loose. I mean, I could epoxy them in there or something like that, but I think I want to try the smaller rod. I just think it'll be better for one, because it'll be a tighter fit. I won't have to sit there and epoxy them in. I'll probably put a little bit of like CA glue or something just to hold them, depending on how the final fit ends up. But I just think proportionally, I'm going to have to make this version smaller than even this one, and I think proportionally it'll look better with the smaller rod. So the idea is to use the acrylic rod in place of the metal dowel, and I will put an LED on either end of the rod. I'll frost the rod by sanding it, and then obviously make the LEDs light up, and so you'll have these lit little hanger bits on the thing. I am going to have to, because this is the smallest, longest drill bit I have. This is a 1/4 inch drill bit. So I'm going to have to make this smaller, because I need to be able to get the drill bit all the way up to the top rod, because the idea is that I will drill a hole through. I will have the LEDs on the rods. I'll feed the wires through from each one to the bottom. Maybe make a channel on the bottom of this to run them out the back, and then you can plug in however I end up deciding to power this. So yeah, so that's the loose plan, nothing solid. This is just something I thought of, and I wanted to try. And it may end up not even working at all, in which case you won't see this video. So there. Okay, so the drill bit ended up on each of these going off in a slight angle one way or the other, which is fine. The rods will fit in the holes like this. On this one, is able to feed the drill back in. It probably would have been good to do this, drill these holes first, because then I could have actually seen the drill bit go through. But on this one, I've got enough room, I think, in there to fit these in and have the wires go down. On this one, though, the hole does not go all the way up to this one. It veers off in this direction, and my hole's not exactly centered, which they don't have to be. I didn't mark them or anything. But I think the hole coming up is going right here, and my hole's right here. So I'm going to try to, I did this on the other one, so I'm going to try it on this one. And basically, just drill the, re-drill the hole. But now that I have these holes here on the face, I can actually maybe see a little bit where it's going. Okay, so I've already got this one sanded and sized. I used a combination of this 3/16 drill bit to just clear out enough material, and then this step bit to get out the rest. I just did this by hand. There's one of them anyway. That's the long one, sanded and that. So I did 80 and then 120 or 220. I think it's okay. The camera's really not showing off what it looks like in real life. I'm thinking that what might make this better is if I filled these tubes with some resin. But I think having some resin in there will help transmit the light a little bit better. It's super bright in here. So yeah, in a, dimly lit or moderately lit room, I think you would have a much better result than in a super bright shop setting like this. So anyway, but I think the resin will help transmit that some more. And most of this, the LED, and it's flickering just because those batteries are loose, but most of the LED part should be embedded in the wood, so that'll hide those bright spots, I think. So okay, so I got a little distracted yesterday and proceeded to do a bunch of stuff off camera with this, but I will catch you up. So I think basically everything was how it is, except for the base, and then I did add these holes. I started to think about how to route the wires once everything was assembled. So I added these two holes on the side here, and so what those will let me do is run the wires down and then through the hole on either side of the base and then into the bottom here. I added a hole here for a barrel adapter, so I can plug it in. I'll use a 5-volt supply. I'll have to put some resistors in, so that's why I routed this out. You can see the nails poking through from this piece. But yeah, so it'll just go together kind of like that. And I did one end of the acrylic tube with the LED. A couple of them were, or one of them was fairly tight, but on a couple of them I had to put some CA glue to keep them in place. And then I just soldered these wires. These are from an old printer cable that I stripped them out of. It's less than 22 gauge wire, so nice and thin. I played around with routing them down through here and all through, so that should be fairly straightforward. Just soldered them on the ends of the LED leads and put some heat shrink on there. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is actually fill these with resin. I think the light from either end will transmit through the tube better. I don't know how well this is coming through. I'm wearing a respirator, but because, resin. But I'm not going to worry about, and in fact I probably would encourage some bubbles to form. I think that might make it more interesting. Yeah, there's definitely bubbles in there, but I actually don't think I mined that.